Climate change mitigation. We've learned about climate change, its causes, effects, and who's most vulnerable. But here's the good news. We can fight back. Mitigation means taking action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and slow down climate change. Around the world, people are working on solutions to cut pollution and protect our planet's future. Let's explore how we can tackle climate change together. Mitigation is like treating the cause of a disease instead of just the symptoms. Instead of only dealing with the effects of climate change, mitigation focuses on stopping the problem at its source, reducing the greenhouse gases we put into the atmosphere. The goal is simple: produce less pollution, use energy more efficiently, and find ways to remove carbon dioxide from the air. Every ton of greenhouse gas we don't emit is a step toward a more stable climate. The biggest opportunity for mitigation is transforming how we generate electricity. Instead of burning fossil fuels, we can harness the power of the sun, wind, and water. These renewable energy sources produce electricity without releasing greenhouse gases. Solar panels convert sunlight directly into electricity. Wind turbines capture the energy of moving air. Hydroelectric dams use flowing water to generate power. These technologies are getting cheaper and more efficient every year. Countries around the world are transitioning their energy systems from fossil fuels to renewables. Coal plants are being shut down and replaced with wind and solar farms. This transition is creating millions of new jobs while reducing emissions. The clean energy transition isn't just good for the climate, it's good for the economy. Renewable energy is now often cheaper than fossil fuels, and it creates jobs that can't be outsourced to other countries. Another powerful mitigation strategy is energy efficiency, using less energy to do the same tasks. LED light bulbs use 75% less energy than old incandescent bulbs. Better insulation keeps buildings warm in winter and cool in summer without using as much energy. Smart technology helps us use energy more efficiently. Programmable thermostats adjust heating and cooling automatically. Energy-efficient appliances do the same job while using less electricity. In industry, new technologies help factories produce goods with less energy. Transportation is another major source of emissions, but solutions are rapidly emerging. Electric cars produce zero direct emissions and are getting cheaper and more popular. Electric buses are replacing diesel buses in cities worldwide. Beyond electric vehicles, we can reduce transport emissions by improving public transit, building bike lanes, and designing cities where people don't need to drive as much. High-speed trains can replace short airplane flights, cutting emissions significantly. Buildings use enormous amounts of energy for heating, cooling, and lighting. Green building design can dramatically reduce this energy use. Passive houses are so well insulated they need very little heating or cooling. We can also retrofit existing buildings to make them more efficient. Better insulation, efficient windows, and smart heating systems can cut a building's energy use in half. Green roofs and walls help keep buildings cool naturally. Trees are nature's way of removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Reforestation means planting trees in areas where forests have been cut down. This not only captures carbon, but also provides habitat for wildlife and prevents soil erosion. Afforestation goes even further, creating new forests in areas that weren't forested before. Both strategies help create carbon sinks, natural systems that absorb more carbon than they release. It's not just about planting new trees, we also need to protect the forests we already have. Existing forests, especially old-growth forests, store massive amounts of carbon. Protecting these forests prevents the carbon from being released into the atmosphere. Indigenous communities are often the best forest protectors. They've been managing forests sustainably for thousands of years. Supporting their land rights is one of the most effective ways to protect forests and fight climate change. Agriculture produces significant greenhouse gas emissions, but sustainable farming practices can help. Cover crops protect soil and store carbon. Rotational grazing allows grasslands to recover and capture more carbon. Precision agriculture uses technology to apply fertilizers more efficiently, reducing nitrous oxide emissions. Some farms are capturing methane from livestock waste and using it to generate electricity. These practices help farmers while helping the climate. Industry is finding innovative ways to reduce emissions. Steel and cement production, major sources of emissions, are developing cleaner processes. Electric furnaces and heat pumps are replacing fossil fuel. Heating in factories. The circular economy reduces emissions by using materials more efficiently. Instead of throwing things away, we recycle, reuse, and repair products. This reduces the need to make new products, saving energy and materials. Emerging technologies are finding ways to capture carbon dioxide directly from the air or from industrial processes. These carbon capture and storage systems can remove CO2 from the atmosphere and store it safely underground. While still developing, these technologies could help remove some of the carbon dioxide already in the atmosphere. Combined with emissions reductions, carbon capture could help reverse climate change. Climate change is a global problem that requires global solutions. The Paris Agreement brings countries together to coordinate mitigation efforts. Each country commits to reducing emissions and regularly updates their goals. International cooperation helps spread clean technologies and provides funding for developing countries to skip fossil fuels and go straight to renewable energy. When countries work together, they can achieve much more than acting alone. While big changes need government and business action, individuals can contribute to mitigation too, using less energy at home, choosing sustainable transport, and supporting clean energy all help reduce emissions. Individual actions also send market signals and political messages. When people choose clean energy and sustainable products, businesses respond. When citizens demand climate action, governments listen. Mitigation gives us hope for fighting climate change. We have the technologies and knowledge to dramatically reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Solar and wind energy are now cheaper than fossil fuels. Electric vehicles are becoming mainstream. Forests are being restored around the world. The challenge now is scaling up these solutions quickly enough to prevent the worst impacts of climate change. Every year matters. Every ton of emissions reduced helps. And every person who joins the effort makes a difference. Together, we can build a cleaner, safer future for everyone. Thank you for watching this video. If this was knowledgeable or resourceful, like and share. For more videos, subscribe to my channel.